You see, when something in the test cluster is broken, Digital Extremes tries to fix it and they don't actually make it a thing in the final version. Just take for example Limbo's Surging Blade Augment. Just kidding. This augment is meant for Yarali and you can obtain this through spending 25k standings on Sithalon Suda. Only if you are on good terms with the faction of course. Anyway, you can just buy it from other players if you really like to try out the new waifu Warframe augment. What this augment does is allow aqua blades to be recast while active to throw a single bubble. The bubble's damage accumulates with each enemy hit by the aqua blades. Long story short, you gain a damage counter, and to accumulate damage you need to hit enemies with this ability but not the throw mechanic. The damage of the throwing mechanic depends on how much damage you accumulate with aqua blades. If you have 300k accumulated damage, then you will most likely deal 300k damage to enemies. Take note that the damage of aqua blades has 100% true slash damage, and the bleed becomes more insane. Usually, with the build I'm using, I can stack 300k damage and the throw mechanic does insane slash damage. It even gets better when those bleed starts to proc. But as you can see, I'm not using Yarali in this video. Don't get me wrong, you can use Surging Blades with Yarali but, it's not as broken as using the ability as a subsume ability on another Warframe. Surging Blades may have a synergy while riding Marulina, as it doesn't consume any energy but, energy is not a problem at all for aqua blades with the Surging Blades augment, because it only consumes 15 energy per cast of the throw mechanic. It also scales with efficiency mods and in my whole run with Limbo, I didn't have any energy problem at all. Not because I have Arcane Energize included in my build, but because the energy consumption is very little that even as an Hurricane Energizing Dash can replenish your lost energy, coupled with all those energy drops from enemies. You see, the ability is so broken with Limbo because aqua blades let you damage enemies while you are in the rift. Limbo is invulnerable from any damage, and you can just group enemies together to ramp up the damage of Surging Blades, then throw some projectiles if you think you have enough damage for it. So this is just a bug again, right, that will get fixed soon? No, this is not a bug and it's actually the characteristic of Limbo. He has this thing called crossplane effect wherein abilities that make use of exalted weapons, such as Valky's Hysteria and Mesa's Peacemaker, will work across planes, the only exception being Ivara's Artemis Bow, and, aqua blades are considered as an exalted attack that legally works in the rift planes. So now, you got an invincible Warframe that can deal slash then bleed procs to enemies and, you all know how lethal slash is even at high level missions. Now, Limbo is not the only one that can take advantage of the new Surging Blades combo. He may be at the top in utilizing this new augment, but it doesn't mean that you can't use it on your favorite Warframe. With the right setup, you can actually make good use of Surging Blades. But of course, there are requirements. First, you need something that will group enemies together. Some may prefer the Helminth for this, but there's a universal way to group enemies without spending any resources on the Helminth, and that is the operator arcane called Magus Anomaly. Just slap this into your operator, and you will have 30 meters of pull range, enough to pull targets in one spot to build up the damage counter of your aqua blades. After that, all you need to think of is pure survivability. The good part of this is that aqua blade is an ability, and you can take advantage of this by using the Hura's Q-Brow with the Stalk mod. The Stalk mod of this dog allows you to go invisible as well as your dog when enemies are within 24 meters. It will not break for as long as you are not attacking with a weapon, and if there are enemies around 24 meters, it won't break as long as you are just using aqua blades to kill enemies. Another good thing about the aqua blade ability is that it doesn't put you in a situation wherein you will need to sacrifice a mod just to increase its damage, range, or duration. The ability is really simple. It scales very well with duration mods, doesn't work with range mods, but works with power strength, but only the slash damage of the blades and not the damage boosted part. Surging Blades is like a medium to increase the damage of aqua blades. It lets you deal massive range damage. The only downside of this not scaling with range is that you can't hit multiple targets at one go. But, remember, if you got Magus Anomaly, or any form of ability that can group targets, then it won't be a problem maximizing the kills done by this ability. Okay, now let's talk about builds. Like I have said earlier, your build for this combo won't be complicated as all you need is max duration, if possible, so the damage counter of your aqua blades will scale better. In this case, Your Aqua Blades have 101 seconds of duration, which is enough to group enemies and increase your damage counter to 300k or even more. The rest of the mods is just personal preference. In the past, I did put a numeral build for Limbo so the damage of Aqua Blades will be better, but now, with Surging Blades, I don't need that much damage buff from power strength at all. I did also add the mecha set because it's nuts with this combo. Once you hit a marked target with a 300k damage Surging Blades, the bleed AoE of Mecha Empowered is just nuts and easily nuke the room within 30 meters. The only thing that is problematic with the Surging Blade build is that it's not meant as a universal build, and can only be fully maximized in Steel Path levels, such as endless survival missions. It's a good chill acolyte farming if you don't mind the extra steel essence from a farming build like Korra. The best part is, it's universally good, and can be applied to your favorite Warframe as it's a subsumable ability, and there's a universal way to group enemies and survive while using this Surging Blades combo. It's the best that Echoes of War have to offer right now, and I advise you to try it for yourself. Now, let me know your thoughts about Surging Blades. Go share your opinions in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.